This is the sad truth on why a lot of men don't want to date anymore. We have apps like Bumble, Hinge, Instagram, TikTok, Tinder.
The awakened masculine man is not on dating apps. Now, I had someone ask me comment on a post that Michael, I'll tag him in this post, has done, saying that the masculine man or the awakened man is not on dating apps. And
good men who have been through a lot in past relationships will stay single until
I figured it out. I know where all of the men who are seeking emotional connection and mental connection and spiritual connection are. Are you ready to hear where they are?
This is the sad truth on why a lot of men don't want to date anymore. We have apps like Bumble, Hinge, Instagram, TikTok, Tinder. If we didn't have our phones, I feel like we just wouldn't feel the desire to have so many options. And like if we select one, we may be missing out on this one. And one is never enough because you can always get more. And that goes for like food online. Like if you can't go to your grocery store, you can always order it online. It's like the same logic, but just in your personal life. I think things were very, very different before these apps were created. And I think being so easy to swipe left or right and have a conversation and just like figure out if you want to sleep with somebody so fast is incredibly toxic because it's not leaving room for like genuine connection ever. And even when you do find a genuine connection, because of social media, there's such high standards, so you have to meet them or they're not the perfect person or like they're not the perfect guy or whatever. I will admit that this generation is probably the hardest generation to be in a relationship with because now we have like Instagram likes on stories. You constantly see like what they're liking, who they're following. Everything is just so monitored. When back then the most concerning thing that would happen is like the guy that you're with is looking at a girl too long out in public. Now it's like they're liking her Instagram stories. And Snapchat deleting messages after 24 hours, like these are all things adding to the fire. So yeah, those are a couple of reasons why guys just don't want to date. They have way too many options. Love you.
She's not wrong. This is the digital age version of paradox of choice. Too many options, zero satisfaction. Dating apps have turned love into a marketplace, and men know the game is rigged. Why invest in one woman when the whole system treats loyalty like weakness? When she says one is never enough because you can always get more. That's the problem right there. Social media has made everyone replaceable. You're not dating a person, you're competing with thousands of digital illusions. The worst part, even when a man finds a good connection, he still gets discarded if he doesn't fit some hyper-curated Instagram standard fantasy. Swipe culture doesn't reward character. It rewards clout, looks, and timing. She even admits this generation is the hardest to date in. She's absolutely right. Relationships today are monitored like surveillance states. Who did he like? Who did he follow? Who's on his snap? Back then, jealousy was a glance too long. Now it's deep dive digital forensics. The irony. Men didn't create this system, but now we're getting blamed for not playing a game that was broken from the start. And that's why more and more men are checking out of dating altogether. They're tired of trying to meet impossible standards while being treated like they're disposable.
the awakened masculine man is not on dating apps. Now, I had someone ask me comment on a post that Michael, I'll tag him in this post, has done, saying that the masculine man or the awakened man is not on dating apps. And I had to think about this one, but I agree. The awakened masculine man is not on dating apps. The awakened masculine man, he isn't looking for validation. He isn't looking for anyone to boost his ego. He isn't looking for someone to fill a void within him, because he is whole. He is complete exactly as he is. And he knows when he is at that point in his journey where he is truly awakened and truly healed from the past, he knows that his feminine counterpart will come into his life exactly at the right time. And I have a lot of people ask me, but how? Where can I find her? What can I do to find her? It all comes back to doing the inner work. You can't pick and choose where she'll be. She'll just be there at the exact right moment that you are ready for her to step into your life. And that is the journey of the awakening souls now, if you like. The journey of the awakened feminine and the journey of the awakened masculine is to find their way to each other. But this only happens when you have done the work and you have got to a point where you are whole and complete within yourselves. When we put ourselves on dating apps, I understand why we do it. We're looking for companionship or something in someone else that we haven't fulfilled within ourselves. So it's important now to do the work and come back to a place where you are whole and complete as you are.
She's not just saying get off dating apps. She's revealing a deeper truth. The awakened masculine man isn't chasing women. Because he's not chasing anything external to complete him. He's not on Tinder. He's not scrolling Bumble. He's not looking. Because he knows validation, ego boosts, temporary connections. None of that fills the void. This is what most modern men haven't realized yet. If you're still trying to find the one before you've built yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure, she says. Dating apps are full of people who are hurting. Exactly. Hurt people swiping on hurt people, hoping trauma plus trauma equal love. But that's not how it works. She even nails it here. When you're truly whole, the right person enters your life. That's it. No chasing, no games. Just self-respect, purpose, and a calm trust in your path. So if you're out there grinding for attention, craving validation, needing to be seen, pause, heal, build, detach. That's the awakened path. And ironically, that's what actually makes you magnetic.
Good men who have been through a lot in past relationships will stay single until they find someone who makes them feel valued, heard, respected, thought of, supported, and loved for who they really are.
That's the hard truth most people don't talk about. Because after betrayal, manipulation, or being taken for granted, a man learns. He stops chasing love like a naive teenager. He starts protecting his peace like it's gold. He's not staying single because he's weak. He's staying single because he finally knows his worth. Because here's what's real. A man who's been burned won't settle for a woman who drains him. He doesn't care about not being alone. He cares about not being disrespected. He's not lonely. He's guarded, and for good reason. Respect. Support. Being seen. These aren't luxuries. They're the bare minimum for a man who's done the work. So if you meet a man who's single and solid, don't ask why he's alone. Ask what he had to survive to protect his standards. That's not weakness. That's wisdom.
I figured it out. I know where all of the men who are seeking emotional connection and mental connection and spiritual connection are. Are you ready to hear where they are? They're at home. They're at the gym. They're at work. They're busy healing themselves, and they don't have any more time to be seeking out different people at bars or clubs or out in the streets, because that's not where they are. All right. If you are looking for one, find them at your local grocery store, find them at your local gym. All right. This is where they are because they are focused. They are tired of having women take advantage of them. They are tired of getting manipulated. And apparently they have all just dealt with a lot of narcissist people, and they're just sick of it. So they're not even willing to put themselves out there anymore because they're so hurt and they cannot get past certain traumas that they've dealt with. Now, I understand this, all right? And I think that's fair, but I think it's actually a really big problem that everyone's hiding, okay? Because if someone is wanting to connect, and if you want this stability or of emotional connection or mental connection, it's important to put yourself out there. And if you're constantly living in your past experiences, you're taking away so much from your present moment. So I truly understand we are all hurting. We are all still healing. I understand that it's scary to put yourself back out there, but if you're not doing so, you're just gonna stay where you are, and nothing that is meant for you is going to get to you because you are putting up this wall, staying your ass at home or hiding wherever you guys are, and you're not willing to receive what's meant for you. And I understand women do put these kind of men also in a friends list, in a friends category. And why do you think that is? Because those kind of women also are just not ready for that kind of relationship. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just a sign that that person who you wanted, and I'm speaking to the men right here, the person who you were interested in placed you in that friend category was simply just not for you. You will find your person, but the moment you do get placed into that friend category, keep it pushing, keep on trying. Don't necessarily give up just because that one woman who you wanted did not give in to what you had to offer, because you are enough. You just were not enough for her. And maybe her level is actually down here, and your level, speaking to the men again, is up here. So maybe she just couldn't come up here with you. And that's the thing. Sometimes a man can perceive that as like he's down here and she's up here, when in all truth, it could be vice versa. All right, so if it's just not working out, it's just because you guys are just not on the same wavelength. But you are taking away a lot from your present moment because you're not allowing yourself to experience new moments because you're so focused on your past traumas, and it's so unfair. Like, I need y'all to be present, okay?
Exactly. Modern men aren't hiding. They're protecting their energy. They've been used, lied to, manipulated. They gave their heart and got a headache in return. Now they're done playing the fool. They've unplugged from the game. They're not at the bar, not on the apps. They're not chasing. They're building. She says, they're tired of being taken advantage of. Right, because good men get punished for being available too soon. So now they've learned. Focus on purpose. Build the body. Sharpen the mind. Protect the soul. And the truth is, when a man stops chasing, he becomes magnetic. She says, put yourself out there again. But here's the thing. A man will only re-enter the arena when he knows he will be respected and valued. Not for ego, for self-respect. And if a woman places him in the friend zone, cool. That's her loss, not his failure, she says. You are enough, just not enough for her. Facts. Because the truth is, she might not have been ready for a man like you. A man with depth, standards, and purpose. That's intimidating to someone still stuck on surface-level validation. So don't shrink. Don't doubt your value because one woman couldn't see it. Stay grounded. Stay focused. Stay unavailable to the wrong energy. Because the right one, she'll meet you where you are, not pull you down to where she's comfortable. If this message made sense to you, like the video. Subscribe for more unfiltered logic. Emotions fade. Algorithms don't. Let them know you're still thinking.